What's up, guys and gals, and welcome to VV Vibes. So today is actually 8:04 a.m. Thursday, March 17th. So it's actually after drop time. I didn't win the drop at all. I haven't won a comic drop in probably about like 4 months or so. Won 2 comic drops my first month when I joined VV, and since then I haven't won a comic drop since. But regardless, so with the time change, I've actually lost an hour of sleep, and I think I might have lost even more because I'm in the Arizona time zone and it changes and stuff like that. So spring forward, but then I've also however it works. But essentially I would have to, in order to do these vibe checks, I would have to wake up at like no later than like 6:45 a.m. Which I might start doing just because I do want to change up my workout routine and start doing some more stuff in the morning. But I think this week and maybe early next week, I might be a little bit late with some of these vibe checks. But regardless, we're gonna start first with there's been a little bit of movement in the market, not much, mostly the Pixar stuff. So we're gonna start off with the top losers, and a huge shout out to Omi the Clown. Like, this new chart and this new everything looks just absolutely amazing. So did I start with top gainers or top losers? Did I start with top losers? Yeah, looks like I started with top losers. So let's go ahead with top losers. First one is the Secret Rare Black Panther, going all the way down to 1,500 gems, which is almost an all-time low. Listings are almost at an all-time high, so right now might not be the best time to buy it. Seems like some people are continuing the, I don't want to say the fudding, but at the same time, I think a lot of people are just waiting for the AMA. That's going to be coming out next week, which isn't really an AMA because I think VV is just going to have it a pre-recorded thing with Dan and David Yu, for the most part, and they're going to be just posting it on their Discord or whatever it is. So it's not a formal AMA where you can actually field questions and stuff. So they could be making more of a formal announcement about either MTL or Q system, maybe about the Rewind logo stuff. Like, they could talk about a whole lot of things with this drop. So I do think there is some speculative selling coming off here, because there might be some sort of more formal MTL announcement, but no one really knows. Weapon racks, blue and pink, or as I say, pink and blue, the uncommon, that is down as well. Rare Holiday Groot, which might be at an all-time low at this point. We'll see what the graph tells us once this populates. Not an all-time low, at least comparatively, for the first week or so since the drop came out, but it's really getting there. Zombie Hunter Spider-Man back down to 110. I could have sworn this thing pumped to like 130 at one point. It was down to like 110, then it pumped to 130, and now it's going back down. So again, like I've said, we're going to see a lot of these on the market between now and MTL, to be quite honest. I said we're going to get a lot of short-term pumps, things that go up, 10, maybe 15%, then it's going to go right back down. That's where you start actually seeing enough profit margin where people that do want to flip out of it are going to do it. Prices go down, they start undercutting, and so we're also noticing that these pumps are getting smaller and smaller and smaller, right? So we're also at an all-time low for listings for Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, but that doesn't seem to matter too much because there is a lot of flex listings. There is a lot of listings that are happening towards the middle and the top end of the listing, and not so much the floor. But some of the floors, I will admit, on a lot of these NFTs are looking very, very thin. So Cerulean, Count Calorie are both down about 15%. Little Friend Silver, 13%. Gosh, I remember owning this early January or something like that. I think I might have sold it off like late January. I think I sold it off for about 980, and now it's down to 430, which is crazy to think about. Dick Spring Joker, this is probably one of my more regrettable purchases. I bought this pretty much at the top at 800, and right now it's sitting at about 327. I still haven't sold it yet. But yeah, it is a little, I bought this almost at the top. I think I bought it during this it's somewhere along while it was dumping on the way down, and it just never fully recovered since that point. Serena Lightning McQueen is also down about 11%. Sorcerer's Hat is down about 11, and then we'll look at a couple more. So Sorcerer's Hat, there's that big pump that actually went up to 2.7. Now it's going back down. Listings are almost at an all-time low. I think this is with the delisting feature that happened here in early January, but now we're actually hitting there just organically almost, not so much involvement with the delisting. And then we'll look at Becky Cloonan and then move on to the top gainers. Becky Cloonan will load. If she doesn't do it in a couple seconds, I guess we'll switch it up. There it is. So she actually still has a lot of room to move downward, to be quite honest, at least comparatively to other NFTs. Probably the fact that she is, that it is Batman, it's Effie, it's season 1. There's actually Becky Cloonan and a handful of other Harley Quinns and Batmans are the only ones with the FE tag as a 3D exclusive. It's like 3D exclusive digital collectible or something. I forgot what Vivi's like more formal term for these kind of statues are, for the most part. So right now it's chilling at about 1,400 right now, but I do think it could go a bit lower. The listings are low as well, but I do think honestly, if it really wanted to, if certain announcements or catalysts like MTL came out, it could go much lower. Let's see here. And I do think this is also one of those NFTs that a lot of people stacked early in early VV. I know a lot of people stacked Todd's. A lot of people probably stacked Rizzo's when, you know, really early on when things were less than 1,000, right? For the most part. Top gainers really quick. Let's check it out. Ripmo is actually up 11%. So it's actually went up about, so as you can tell, like the top losers, it's pretty much started in the low 20%, then it went like 19, 18, and kind of went all the way down. Where the top gainers were starting at 11%, and it's going down and down. So I said, not much movement in the market for the most part, so it was a slight pump for Ripmo. Holiday Groot, so one Groot went down. The rare one Groot is going up, which is the uncommon. It seems like there is a bit of fighting around the box price, which is 40 gems. So once it went down to 35, people bought it up, and now it's back barely above box price right now, and it seems to be chilling right there for the moment. Red Skull at 505, so that actually increased about 11%. John F. Walker, it looks like a little bit of attention happening around the Marvel Mighties for the most part. So Red Skull's up 11%, now it's at 505. John F. Walker is up about 10%, now sitting at 28 gems. House of Cards Cleopatra is up at about 10%. So it seems like some of the Givenchy cards, House of Cards as well as House of Cards. So, sorry, Cleopatra and Amelia Earhart, both House of Cards, are up about 9% for the most part. 2-Ton Sam, Year of the Rat. R2D2 making a slight comeback. I do remember seeing a pretty significant sell wall. I think it went up to 5K. Then someone listed probably about like 7 or 8 R2s with assuming to be dollar cost averaging, or basically at $100 increments. That I think it started at like 4.3, then like 4.4, 4.5, 4.6, and just kind of worked its way up. So again, we have Ripmo again. So kind of now we're getting repeats of the same NFTs now that we've like loaded a new graph. But so cool. That's it for collectibles. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at comics. All time, not all time, but I should say the top gainers. Young Avengers 12. Not even sure if I even remember this comic. First appearance of Kate Bishop as Hawkeye. Okay, so I think there was kind of a more formal announcement that Kate Bishop plus, oh my gosh, another superhero. I don't think it was Monica Rambeau, but it's like Kate Bishop plus someone else. Like they're going to be, I don't know if it was confirmed or highly theorized that they're going to be having their own show and stuff. This is the kind of stuff I'm trying to catch up on because I'm really disconnected with like all the Marvel announcements. It seems like there's so many shows and series and movies that are coming out, and they're all intertwined but not really, and some of them are part of the multiverse, so sometimes they kind of get lost and all that, to be honest. But yeah, that comic went up 20%, so now it's at 14 gems instead of 11. Journey in the Mystery Uncommon actually went up 20%, so it went from basically 65 gems or so all the way up to 78 gems. People are just saying that's way too cheap for an uncommon, especially some of the first appearance comics, like, you know, first appearance Loki. Amazing Spider-Man 50, I believe that's the first appearance of Kingpin, so that actually went up 17%. That is the secret rare. Secret rare is actually up about 250 gems. We have a ultra rare first appearance of Vision. That one's actually up 15%, so it's at 225. And then also the first appearance of the Watchers, and this one's kind of special. The ultra rare is kind of special because it's the first time that Vivi actually did a Vivi exclusive cover on a comic. So that's actually why, in a weird sense, the ultra rare is actually more expensive than the secret rare since I've last checked. So the ultra rare is actually more expensive than the secret rare. I know it seems a bit backwards, but that's just where it's going right now. Well, with this comic, it's you know, it's a somewhat historical piece. Like I said, it's the first BB exclusive cover, and the Watcher is its first appearance as well. So it's getting up there. Listings are not at an all-time low. Seems like some people did buy it up, so those listings went down seemingly by maybe 15-20 gems. So yeah, there was a nice little hike from basically 750 all the way up to 900 right now. Hitmonkey Rare is up 14%. We're gonna do a couple more, then we're gonna switch it up to on over to the top losers. Hitmonkey Rare, haven't paid too much attention to Hitmonkey. I haven't even watched the show. I might watch the show one day. From what I've heard, it's pretty decent. It does have some some cameos from some really important or famous Marvel superheroes as well. So yeah, saw a nice little pump there from the bottom. It is at an all-time low for listings right now. There's only 36 listings for Hitmonkey for the rare category. Thanos as well. Thanos number 13, uncommon, first appearance of the Cosmic Ghost Rider. That one jumped up as well. So 13% went up $3. Then we'll do this last one, Avengers number 47, which is the first appearance of Dane Whitman as the Black Knight, which was heavily teased at the end of Eternals. I literally watched Eternals, I think last week. I watched Eternals, No Way Home, and Shang-Chi all last week, like almost back-to-back days. So, like I said, trying to catch up on all my Marvel stuff. I do feel behind. I still feel behind because I still have to watch the Loki series as well as some other shows and movies to kind of catch up. But yeah, so this one is up to 15 gems, increased by $2. Yeah, not much movement there in like the grand scheme of things. Go ahead and take a look at the top losers. Superman 252, the secret rare. So it was last listed, I think, at like 1.8 million gems, but got delisted and now relisted at basically $120,000 for the most part. So people either delisted or they just started undercutting. All it probably took was just one person to undercut, because you can see the listings went from 2 up to 3. That's why these are really hard to even do kind of any kind of like market analysis of any kind on it. Deadpool 1997, that is the first appearance of Big Al, or Blind Al. Blind Al down 32%. That is the ultra rare, so it's at 55 gems, which seems to be the price range that most of the, let's say, lesser known first appearance, or the comics that don't have any first appearance, the ultra rares more recently have been kind of sitting between that 50 to 70 gem range for the most part. House of X number 1, this is the rare. This is actually down 25 gems. So this one actually took a pretty big nosedive for the most part. Same thing, Deadpool 1997, again, first appearance of Blind Al, the rare, actually went down pretty significant, all the way down to 24. Now it's up to 25. So as of right now, I think the fact that it's at 25 means it's probably the best master collector point per gem thing to purchase off the app, as long as it's like below 30 for the most part. It's definitely up there at the top. Uncanny X-Men 282, which one is this? Oh yeah, first appearance of Bishop. The secret rare went all the way down to 200 gems. Yeah, this thing just dropped 50 gems all the way down to 200. More Deadpool stuff going down, or I should say Deadpool number 1 going down. Iron Fist, and then we'll do a couple more. I mean, some comics dropped really hard. I mean, we're not going to pay attention to that one, but we have, maybe I shouldn't include the newest comic, because it's gonna always dump pretty hard initially, unless it has a super significant first appearance for the most part. But yeah, Iron Fist, first appearance of Iron Fist, the common is actually down 21%, so it's actually now below 10. Uncanny X-Men 129 is actually down 20%. We have a whole lot of comics that are actually down, you know, in the 20s and like the high teens right now. So first appearance of Kitty Pryde, Emma Frost. So that actually did have a pretty significant pump not too long ago, and now it's just kind of cutting its all-time low and its most recent all-time high, or say most recent high, in half for the most part. Hitmonkey, we'll do a couple more and then we'll probably wrap things up. Maybe I do want to look up golden moments really quick. So Journey into Mystery rare is down. So it seems like the uncommon went up, the rare actually went down for the most part. So I'm kind of curious to see how close those prices are to each other now, from the uncommon to the rare as well. But yeah, the rare is down a little bit, almost an all-time low for listings. But yeah, it's pretty much at this point the rare Loki is just splitting the difference between the all-time low and the all-time high. So really quick, I do want to check out the golden moments, and then we'll probably wrap up the video for now. Golden moments, or golden mo, there it is. And I think I need to like turn off this like hopefully everything has appeared here. So we already, like I said, we already saw Sorcerer's Hat earlier. So that was down 11%. Lady in the Tramp going all the way down to 500 gems. That is nuts. I actually bought one at 550 during the Pixar drop, which at the time was probably about 12% below floor. So I bought that one, and the next highest was about, I think it was almost 600. It was probably like 610 for the most part. I could have just quick flipped it, but I decided to hold on to it. Hey, it might run up back up to 700. Now it's back down to 500. Skateboard going for 725, so down 6%. Partner statues down 5%. almost across the board. It seems like almost all the golden moments, except for a small handful, moved about 3 to 5% down, pretty much across the board. The only ones that actually moved up, let's say, not sure if C3PO is pretty much the same. Wally actually moved up 5%. I'm not sure if that's part of the a little bit of the Pixar hype or whatever it is, but Wally's actually moved up a little bit. Iron Man, it's weird because it shows a red bar graph but a green lettering, so let's kind of just check it out. R2D2, of course, went up quite a bit, about 9%. Looks like he's actually down, so he's actually down 5% from where he was. So it's at, I remember telling people this like 3 weeks ago. People are like, hey, do you know, I want to buy Iron Man. How cheap do you think you can get? I'm like, dude, I think it can hit, I think it can go back to 1,000 if you just wait long enough. I mean, if we're looking at this chart, a ton of people were buying Iron Man for below $1,000 for a while, even less than 800 gems for a while. So especially, like I said, next week with the MTL, not with MTL, but with the AMA that Veve's doing, there's a good chance they could talk about Q system and MTL and rewind logo and quite a few other things that they're going to be dropping here in the near future that could be some catalyst to kind of help drive the market. And to be quite honest, I'd rather just have the market just straight up crash with MTL. They just kind of get all the bad news out of the way, so have it crash so that way we can recover sooner. I'm not a huge fan of this slow bleed out that's been happening over the last 6-7 weeks. I know the graphs look a little bit differently for the golden moments because they actually retain their value, actually went up in value for about a month, but even then, even the golden moments can only hold out for so long against an extremely bear market. And when things get so cheap, you start thinking, hey, maybe I can sell my golden moment for some of this other stuff that's just super cheap. So it's not so much that I think people are just bailing out of golden moments, is that they just see better offers that are just so cheap, things that have literally had their price cut down 40, 50, 60%, and now it seems like it's, hey, this is at a high, I can buy something else for 50% off that I think is maybe not will do better than golden moments, but gem for gem, I think these investments are better. And especially if you think Iron Man's gonna fall down in price or golden moments like they have. Geez, sorry, it's really early in the morning. Like I said, I need to figure out this whole schedule thing for the vibe check at this point. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'll figure out the whole vibe check thing later. I'm also planning on doing a different thumbnail for vibe check, so it's easier to point out versus some of my streams, because I know I'm pretty much using identical thumbnails for the most part, so I do want to change it up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Please double and triple check all of your listings so you guys don't screw yourself over, and I'll catch you guys next time.